number 1 Texas A&M Aggies visit the number 7 Alabama Crimson Tide on Saturday. Texas A&M and Alabama are both coming off poor performances. In Alabama's case, they still snuck away with the win, but Texas A&M wasn't as fortunate. The Crimson Tide escaped 14-13 in Arkansas thanks to a blocked extra point. Texas A&M was thumped on their home field by the Ole Miss Rebels. This is yet another top 25 matchup in the SEC West. Last week, the Texas A&M Aggies were coming off an ugly loss in Starkville before being totally dominated by an Ole Miss team that just picked up one of the biggest wins in the history of their program. The Aggies offense finished with 455 yards, but that number is misleading, as was the final score of the game. Texas A&M got most of their yards and points late in the game when it didn't matter anymore. The Aggies had 3 turnovers, 2 of which were returned for touchdowns by the Rebels. They forced none. It's really hard to win games with a -3 turnover margin. Alabama committed all sorts of silly mistakes against Arkansas last Saturday. It's fair to say that the Crimson Tide should feel fortunate to having got out of that game with a win. Nick Saban was about as mad as you'll ever see him a few times during that contest. The Crimson Tide did a solid job of slowing down the Razorbacks' running game, but Alabama's offense bogged down in a big way. Lane Kiffin's system looked great in the early weeks, but now they have really struggled for 2 weeks straight. The Crimson Tide comes into this game at 5-1 straight up, 1-4-1 against the spread, and the Aggies come into the game at 5-2 straight up and 3-4 against the spread. Head on over to the Bang the Book Betting Center for more information, including game predictions, game picks, teaser stats, and trends for the Texas A&M Aggies at the Alabama Crimson Tide.